All right, welcome everybody to the Saturday RRR247 training call. We're blessed, we're honored. All of our mentors is going to bless us today with some incredible training. So get out your notepads, get out your favorite pen, get ready to take some notes. And we are turning the microphone immediately over to our co-founder of RRR247, the CEO of Wine Ambassador, our friend and our mentor, Rory Rickard. All yours, bud.
Thanks a lot. Thanks a lot, guys. Okay, so I want to do something awesome today. We got so much going on. And recapping today is going to be incredible. We're going to roll out some stuff here. We're going to work on a new page, so new content, and then I will touch base if we have time on some other things and just recapping. Then we're going to the wine and dine hour. Sorry, the wine ambassador hour. I still call it the wine and dine because it's like I always get hungry for lunch. But the next hour, the next 2 hours after that, we're going to be doing nothing but training on V marketing. So for those of you that aren't doing V marketing, this is where your life changes. This is where you literally get to put the gas pedal all the way down and run. And you can steer. It's going to be like a video game where you can like, it's not like real life death. No one's going to die doing this. And you can crash through a few buildings and learn. It's all good, right? So we're going to cover that. And here's the thing. Those that want to make more happen, those that want to have more reasons to make this happen, meaning you want more success coming in, you want to see the dollars coming in versus out, V marketing is your answer. Period. Those that aren't doing it, you're going to grow slower. You can still make things happen, but it's such a key thing that we have now, and it's so less intrusive than it's ever been. And so those that aren't ready to really jump in and jump on the saddle, they can literally, run alongside the horse and get somewhere. This is epic. Okay, so we'll get there. I'm excited to teach you that. I almost want to go into it right now and just nonstop. You guys are gonna hear me just literally broken record forever until we get everybody on board. The new students that come in and get going with that are making way more success than people that have been sitting around. We got to move on it. Okay. Yeah, and Stacy, that might work. In fact, I don't even have that one. So let's go ahead and set that one up.
Want me to text Winter quick?
You're gonna set it to that. And
all right.
All right, so we're gonna be getting an offer out of Cash Network Direct. Actually, I think I did her email wrong. Here we go. I'm assuming she's using her normal email.
I will concur with that of the name. Yes.
All right, so we're going to be working on a offer. Now we've been neglecting our kiosk offers just because there's so much going on with our anchors, and that's an okay thing. Like in the list of priorities, it's anchors, right, and then kiosks. It's just the anchors bring the stuff in. If all we did is market anchors, we'd be fine. But the kiosks create more revenue. It's indirect sales. And there's some really cool stuff that's there. There's some stuff that we added that's trending in keywords. And so I'm going to pick on one of those. And it's something we need to learn a lot about and start positioning ourselves, because there's some movements and you start seeing the movements. And I'm watching the indicators. And we want to get in front of that. The reason why we want to get in front of anything that's trending in different areas is that we like where we cross market. So if the niche that we're going after happens to be holistic, they happen to like alternative medicine to what the big pharma gives, that's a plus. That's a double niche for us. We want to get them in front of the Velveeta products. We want to get them in front of everything else that we have, but we have different angles to go for that and different keywords that are circular, not what everybody else would focus on, just us here. So let me see if that works. Perfect. Thank you, Stacy.
You're welcome.
Okay, this is perfect because she's got very few. Okay. Okay, perfect, perfect. All right, this is a good one. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna show you guys where I'm getting this. So I'm gonna log into Cache Network Direct. I'm gonna show you this. Screen number 2. Okay, so on screen 2, oh, you guys don't, you guys, even when I travel, I try to take 2 monitors now. It's just way more productive. So I'm here. You guys see I'm logged into our Everflow account for Cache Network Direct, CN Direct. And I'm gonna look down here, like we got some really cool offers in here, right? And they're all here, and we've been working on a lot of them. I'm gonna go to the second page, and I'm gonna go to restore my spectrum. I haven't built a page out for this, and so I'm going to just go here, and I'm gonna grab the link, the tracking link. And I am going to put a sub. So this is what I'm going to do. And I'm going to put a sub, and I'm going to put it on. So I'm going to put sub 1, and I put that on there. And I'll just put protect. Looks like it's not going to. I'll just put protect. So I'm gonna use this sub 1 on here, and this is a new thing to teach you guys. The reason being is this is gonna let me track from a specific part. The tracking works the same, but this lets me know how many clicks I got from this particular page. Okay. Now I might make another one later, but sub 1 is protect, and this is because I'm going to create a page on that. So I'm going to grab this and copy it. That's the link that's going to track for me for restore my spectrum. Okay, now I'm going to go back. I'm going to change my share page, go to my other monitor. And I'm going to literally start from scratch. Okay. Now I happen to know some things about this, so it's good. But I'm going to log in here because I'm OCD. I'm going to do my updates. Let that run. I'm going to grab something really quick. Every time I write, I'm looking to do, I got a kiosk. I'm looking to do it right the first time. I want to post it out everywhere. And I want to just kind of do it and forget it. So meaning like get it done, get it out there, do everything at once. That way, worst case scenario, I've launched it. Every time I do these, I'm looking for indexing. I want this to get indexed. I want to get traffic from it. I want to get locations from it, but I don't want to like make it my #1 priority. It's a kiosk offer. So keep that in perspective, right? So I'm gonna go here to new page, lease, and some things become a high priority kiosk. Like we watch to see what elevates. Now, you guys, this is one that I wanted to test a lot. I knew it was a good trend. I have not been building pages out on it. And so today we're going to. I'm also going to tell you that in the research that I've done, this is a wide open area, like wide open. It's the rule of 17. So when 17% of the population, and the population that I'm referring to, I just target mainly, North America, US, Canada, English speaking here. The European stuff is going to come. I just let it happen. But I focus on the area where usually the products can be shipped from. When I look at my demographics on Google AdSense and see what comes in, it's pretty much North America, right? I got stuff from all over the world, but in percentage wise, 85% North America, and that's fine. It's plenty, right? So I'm looking to target that. I also want, 17% means when the world knows, when 17% of the population knows about this, everybody's going to know about it. We don't need to hit 80% or 90%. It's 17, it's less than 20. And so just remember that. So as a marketer, especially on this type of a level, and obviously my internet here is amazingly fast. I'll refresh it. We'll see if it even speeds up.
So Rory, I remember you talking to me about this 25 to 28 years ago, that 17% rule, when we were talking about email campaigns, and we were at 3% then. And then what happened when we hit 17?
Oh, it just blew up. Everybody had email. It was a whole different world, right? So let's see, I don't know why I'm having a hard time getting HTTPS, so I might have to try a different one. Let's see. I'll try it one more time. Should be logged in. Okay, so you guys, whenever I'm having an issue, and this might be taking a while to pull up, so we'll see. I'm trying to access the edit side of the site. All right, so we're gonna do plan B. So I'm going to my backup, right? We all create a backup. I just label it rory3.com and I got everything in here, right? So this is going to go under, well, it could go under health and fitness. It could go under a couple places. I'll probably put it under health and fitness. And I need to back up my other pages, so I'm going to do new. And this happens, like I'm trying to edit this page. My firewall is probably having an issue. It shouldn't be doing this, but it is, and the internet here has been really slow.
So for any new people, he's in his Google Drive and he's got a backup document of every single page that he's built on his PBS. It's like saving and never losing your work. Always backup.
Yeah, it's a backup. Just it takes away any risk of losing my work. If there's a massive virus that wipes us out, we can start from new. Hopefully never need it, but the thing that's good about this is I can work on it. So so I'm just gonna start writing the page. And then I can upload it later. And sometimes this is a way to do it, but when you want to back it up, you want to back up the code editor. We'll cover that. Yeah, my internet speed here, I just did a speed. We're in a resort hotel. We're going to another one, which is our normal one later today. So, you just kind of have to deal with the internet they have here, and it's not the best. And that happens sometimes. Sometimes airports are better, but sometimes you're like flying and the internet's not well enough to access your edit rights because you're going through all sorts of security and authentications. And while it lets it pull up for people to view it, to edit's a different story. That's not a problem in this situation. This is good to probably teach you guys, what do I do when this happens? And especially because we travel, this happens from time to time. However, I'll tell you guys that we've been looking at that Starlink system from Elon Musk. And that Starlink system is looking like an absolute solution. It has to just be north facing. So that's problematic when we're doing the resort life, but we're probably working around that. But it is 100 to 300 you know, megs, and that is freaking way faster than what I have here. And it is, anyway, I'm getting excited about the technology that they're bringing out for internet connectivity. And, you know, you think these resorts would get even better. Where we're going next is pretty good. However, their security, it blocks out a lot of marketing sites. So I'm proud to let you guys know that Rory3.com is listed as a marketing site. I've done enough work to get it out there. And so it does get blocked on some of these really high-end firewalls, such as at Disney. And there's a way to get it unblocked, and so we're working on that. But it's my site's been advertised so much in all the years that it comes up that way as a marketing site, because I have it pulling, pinging everywhere. That's what we want to do, and then we'll figure out the rest. Those are high quality issues. I'll let you guys know. The site gets pretty dang good traffic. I'm very proud of it. It's also been advertised in a lot of areas, right? It's my number one that I focus on. This is my guinea pig site, as I call it. And so as a guinea pig, I do want to create a new page. I'll try it one more time to see if it comes up. And then I'm going to go back to building it here. And it should just pull up an edit page, but it doesn't have enough bandwidth to connect. Okay, we'll let it go. All right, so we have the link that I copied. Oh, I got to copy it again. Good thing I have it on the other screen. And, you know, we can make QR codes for these things anymore. I mean, there's a lot of stuff that we get to do as marketers. There's a lot of tools given to us. But I'm going to go to this restore my spectrum. And we're gonna learn about what this is about, how to put it on there. And there's all sorts of information that's out there on EMF. So Electromotive Force And a lot of people don't even know what it stands for. They just hear EMF. They really don't understand it. So I'm just going to put some definition in here and give them some information. So in marketing, we want to give them all the benefits, what's in it for them, but also answer the questions and objections they could have, right? So I like to put, I'm just going to grab definitions. I'm going to grab stuff to write on my own. And I'm literally just grabbing these definitions. So and this could turn into just a good resource page to have. And this is just me doing a Google, right, search, right, for the information. So this is a whole article on it right here. Yeah, this is back from 2013. So this, just so you know, this is not new. I've been gosh, I've been exposed to the EMF stuff since the 90s. It might be more than 20 years now. so this information that's out here, this is from 2013, and it's coming up on a resource on here. So they're getting a lot of traffic. They're not really monetizing it with Google or anything, but they're getting a lot of traffic as a source for EMF knowledge. And I just want you guys just to be, this is from how many years ago? That's like 10 years ago. So I'm telling you, there's so many people are more and more looking at this stuff, looking for the information. We have a great solution for it. And I'm anticipating that we're going to have more coming out and better things in the future, but we need to dominate the SEO. And we need to start doing it now. So I'm just going to grab this whole thing. They have like all these other places on here, right? This guy, Alex Statner, is an expert in this field, it looks like, and I'm just looking at this. Okay, good. I'm actually going to reference his. Now, see that it doesn't cross market anywhere, so I like it. Right now, I could reference him as you know, an information source, right? And you'll see he's got some different devices he'll hold out there. The wearable technology's there, and you're going to be seeing better and better science, better and better results coming because it's becoming a focal point. It's not at 17%. It's probably, I mean, I would think it's probably around maybe 5. I think there might be more. I mean, the 5G marketing and anti-marketing and the conspiracy theorists, which, you know, seem to be right more than the conspiracy, but that are talking about the dangers of 5G and what it does and how under a microscope, the 5G changes our cellular compounds. It's pretty crazy. And you know, having that out there and it's invisible. So the problem with it being invisible is people don't have the knowledge to block invisible, you know, issues, right? We'll tend to even panic on it. Like we don't know how to block a virus we can't see. So these are wavelengths, right? These are it's tuned in, right? So it's coming at us. This is a pretty serious issue, really. And also it's an area that, you know, you can do some research on there. There's a ton of stuff that's coming out, but this right here is I'm actually gonna put, I'll put this article in my thing. and I'm going to grab his name and I'm going to reference it and highlight it to it, right? Like I'll use it as a point that people can get some information. Now that I've read it, he's not really selling anything. People can just get more information and it doesn't really hurt. So I've made that, right? And he's under electromagnetic, and right here, this right here, that's what he's tagged under. I'm going to grab that. I'm going to utilize that too. This electromagnetic radiation EMF, that right there, that we found the tag. So that's what they're tagged under. So we want to make sure we maybe build another page with that, something else like that. I'm doing nothing but collecting data, and I'm going to collect data as if I don't know what this stuff is about. That way you guys learn how to dive into it, and not the lack of knowledge is not a reason to not promote as a performance blogger. It's a reason to promote. The idea is for us to get ahead of the trend, even if we're years ahead, so we can get SEO and have the exposure that's out there so that when it does hit, we win. Okay, so to me, it's definitely casting a fishing line, only this one's gonna be cast out there for years. I can kind of set it and forget it and come back and check on it. And if it starts bringing in the fish, fantastic, right? It's like it's a magic line that when it catches something, it'll just keep coming back and back and back. It's all good. Okay. This adds credibility to our piece. I need that guy's name again. There we go. I'm going to copy that. I'm assuming that's still, current on tying to this article. I think he's the guy that wrote this, right? Is there not an author? I'm going to pull that up right now. It's not on there anymore. That sucks. His LinkedIn profile is right there. I have a mutual connection with this guy. Not shocked.
The website saying, "Who are we?" Alex is the president and senior consultant of Healthy Buildings.
Yeah, and that's who I found that article on, right? So, I lost that article page. Now I'm going to try to find it again. Oh, I think I have it up in my. Oh, I don't. Well, I was going somewhere with that. I'm also, I know something on this that I might, do. I reached out to the guy because we have a mutual contact, and maybe there's some more stuff that they're tied to. You guys, we're getting into the realm where we're going to have access to more and more things the bigger we get, right? And so this area of EMF, and this is a This is a big need. This is one of the scariest things to me that people don't know about, but they've been hinted about, right? Like they've heard about 5G, they've heard about, and 5G is not the latest G. They're gonna have a 6G, 7G. They're changing the way the communication works, but what does that do to our bodies, right? Our bodies are frequencies as well. And and the more you understand that, the more you understand, man, maybe too much is too much, right? I mean, I have a cell phone up against my head, and I have since analog days, and when things are even more radioactive. And there was warnings then, right? There was doctors saying, hey, we're around all this radiation, and the tubes inside televisions back when they were tube TVs, and some of us may be too young for that, but those gave off a lot of radiation, and they got rid of them because they were dangerous, and they got better technology, right? And they moved towards the the televisions we have today and the screens, but even those set off radiation, or laptops set off radiation. Anything electrical sets off radiation. Anything you have plugged in the wall, setting off radiation. Some things do more than others, and some are at different frequencies that could be harmful to our cells in mass amounts. And there's a reason people don't like living next to power plants, power lines. They all conduct radiation, and they set off EMF all the time. And bigger the quantities, more things have been tied to it, where it's linked to cancers and death, right? Like it's linked to the densities of waters being changed around it. I mean, there's all this thing that says, hey, maybe there's a better way to do it. And electricity is around us, right? We live. I mean, there's solar energy, solar electricity. There's there's electricity just in the air, right? So how much of that are we manipulating when we add another frequency? What is the cause and effect of putting another frequency out there all the time? And what does it do to our body? What does it do to our special things that are there? And this is just one of those things. Knowledge is going to be powerful, but when the 17% know about it and we're ready, we will gain in traffic. That's what I'm going on here. So oh, there's a link. So here's
Rory, your actual article, Karen Needham sent me the link and I put it in the chat to you.
You guys are the best. I'm glad you guys are paying attention, because I didn't mean to lose that. Okay. Oh, there it is. Thank you. Okay. So these articles are great reference points, right? And that's what I was getting to. I just got a new one, chasing this other one down too, so that's good. I'll put these over here. And so there's a lot of research to be done. So, what I have to worry about is if government agencies are worried about it, and these are green initiatives that are worried about it. How bad is it? Because if no one was really, if they said, hey, this is safe, it's not causing damage, no one would be putting time and research into it. There's some crazy things with it, right? And we live in an electronic age, digital age. We're not going away from it. This means we always got to get better, right? We create problems and solve them. That's how us humans are. This is stuff on EMF mitigation. Here's electrical field design consultant, they're trying to make it better in design and construction. It's an amazing thing. And as and I'm reading all this stuff too on grounding, and I'm gonna get there next to tie into it. Like some of us already know, right? If we walk around outside barefoot, you just feel better. There's a reason, right? You're grounding with the earth, you know. So like if you wear shoes all the time and you're never barefoot, your body never has a chance to discharge all that stuff, and it creates extra stress and strain and a lot of other things. I think that's why, you know, just these walks on the beaches that we try to do all the time are so good for us, right? That we all know. Like, you guys ever wonder, like, you go walk on the beach, you just in the sand, you just feel better. Well, you're grounding, you're getting rid of all this charged up energy and literally radiation that your body's been storing with no way to get rid of it. So, you know, if you, doesn't matter where you live, right? You got earth you can go walk on. Every day, if you just went and just barefoot walked in your grass and just calmly did that, you watch the difference in your life. Watch the difference in your stress levels. And then there's things that are happening with this. So we're going to be tying more and more into this over the next, you know, few months, and tying into how to get the information out there. And I'll show you this, like EMF. Like I just do an EMF, and these things come up, right? People are buying stuff. It's out there, various pricing. This is radiation protection, and that's what we want to be in. We want to look for products that are, you know, radiation protection. We have it, and we'll look to add more and expand on it, because there's a lot of different things that are out there. We're gonna find access to better and better stuff. It's just how it's gonna work. I'm telling you, it's a trend. But look, what I want to show you is we have ads on here from this place. And then it goes right here to people also ask. There's not really many ads. Then I go down here, there's videos, right? And you can watch this, right? Like, it's crazy, some information that's out there, and you get some knowledge to write about it, and then you aim for the solution. So I'm looking at the time. I'm just gonna collect a lot more data and information. And then I'm gonna put it all in here. So I'm gonna put those links so we don't lose them. Thank you. Even though I mean, you guys saw me find them. Appreciate that, Karen. And a lot of people don't quite understand what they are and everything else, but I mean, there's implications for autism, for ADD, for a lot of depression and anxiety, where it's just so much of this stuff is charged, it's adding to it, or it's creating it. And so just walking barefoot is going to be an amazing thing. So I'm gonna do something here on grounding. There are grounding. So I was doing research on grounding products, and there are like bed sets that literally plug into the wall as the ground, right? They're not being powered, but they ground through the electrical system of your house, so that when you're sleeping, you have the benefit of, if you're like standing barefoot on planet Earth, right? On Mother Earth. And so while you're sleeping, you're grounding. There's more and more things coming out to this, so we can have it, because it's like, you can't avoid radiation if you're going out anywhere. You're going to be going through it. But there's things you can wear, things you can do to help, limit the exposure, and even block the exposure from vital parts of our bodies. And the more knowledge is out there, the more people are going to be looking for it. We want to get ourselves set up to be positioned to sell that, to be positioned to be knowledge and guide to products. So I'm going to just go in here. What does EMF do to your body? So I'm just going to grab this. This is just, obviously we got to put these in our own words. I'm gonna share this document. I'll put a copy of it in our shared ad headline one, because we're gonna be doing ads and stuff for this too. This is just setting up, you guys, and we have so much to work on. If anybody's ever bored, you're not tuned in. There's so much to work on. I even get in a panic where it's like, man, I want to market that. I want to get that out there. I want to get that out there. There's so much to do, and it's just how much time in the day, right? So these Saturdays are my hours to build with you guys. We're just doing it together, and we'll just cover things. So as of August 4th, I'm grabbing this. Is EMF harmful to humans? Okay, so I'm going to tell you, this says that there is no evidence. You're going to see contradictions on this everywhere. And you're also, here's the thing. When we take EMF protection devices and wear them, things just get better. So here's the thing, right? Is if it is harmful, then we got big problems, right? The cell phone companies have big problems. Commerce has big problems. So in case anybody wonders, they're not ever going to state that they're doing something wrong unless they have to. I think that's a known fact, and they're have to get caught on it. So I'm gonna show you some stuff here. So I'm gonna do this, and I'm gonna put this in under. And I'm gonna make this a oops. I'm gonna make it just kind of big. Where's my listing? I'm gonna insert a page break. So this right here, I'm just gonna put, this is just information collected. This is not an actual page. I'm just getting information, and there's so much. So I'm just going to try gathering it all. And what I want to do is just get a resource page that I can write from over and over again. It's too big of an area, right? It's okay. Look. There is no evidence to conclude that exposure to low-level electromagnetic fields is harmful to human health. What are the symptoms of too much EMF exposure? There is no evidence to conclude that exposure to low level. What does low level mean, right? So TV, radio, natural fields, okay, fine. But then symptoms of EMF exposure. This looks pretty bad to me. Like, look at this is what most of the world's suffering with. It's crazy. Sleep disturbances, insomnia, headache, depression, and depressive symptoms, tiredness and fatigue. Like, look at all this crap. Like, but it doesn't. But there's no proof, right? So here's a great article, and it's on Healthline. And the thing about it is I'm going to pull from these resources. How old is this? This was updated July 8, 2021. It's a year old. They have ads, so I want to be careful how I tie to it. These guys are already they're making money off of this, off Google, right? So you guys see it, like, it's not just us, all the stuff here. The one statement says it's not harming anybody, yet they've got limits and states. I mean, look at this. I'm telling you, there's so much information. I mean, the thing about it is it's not harmful, yet they're governing it. There's a reason why they're governing it, right? Like it says, there's an official report. Lovely government doc. How many pages is this?
Many for the average person to read.
I mean, here's what I'm trying to tell you is, I mean, I'm not even to the actual document yet. How many pages is this thing? 112. And it's listing articles and I mean, I'm seeing brain tumors, right, with cell phone use. I mean, I'm just scanning through this. Yeah, but there's no evidence of harm. But there's a 112-page document on it from 2020. But there's no harm. This is my point. Like, the world doesn't know how bad this is. It's getting out, and they're going to take their time to get it out there. But by that time, okay, so to me, it's a serious deal. I've seen it as a serious deal when I found out about it because doctors I was talking to and marketing products, they were pointing that out there. And, a lot of people had concern for me because I've always had a cell phone next to my head, right? And so I've had people come up to me and say, Rory, there's radiation come out of there and you have it on your head like 24 hours a day. And I said, well, I used to say, like, this is going to sound really ignorant, but I used to say, well, I've had a cell phone on my ear ever since they came out. Like, as soon as I could get one, I had one. And I was using it for business, and I had a car phone. I had like massive radiation that way. I work in server rooms. I always have. I've been a geek around, hardware, software, everything. And I said, well, if anybody's going to get like a brain tumor, it'd probably be me. And I haven't got one yet, so I'm not sure how bad this is. But then also, if you saw how I live and the stuff that I consume, and I take a lot of vitamins, I take a lot of things, but also I ground. And I was thinking about it, right? I mean, I'll go barefoot and walk outside. I do things that make me feel good because I learned how to meditate that way. I learned how to release things that way. And I think I just got put on a pretty good path. But I also, you guys, I've had things around me all the time with crystals and, perfect pyramids, made in copper and stuff like that that was meant to help shield off bad energies, bad frequencies, and tune in with earthly frequencies. And I think there's something to that, to why it's worked out for me because I've had those around. I mean, I can't even remember not having crystals in my life, and I've had them ever since I learned what they were for, and they just made me feel good. And sometimes when I'm meditating, I'm actually holding on to crystals and channeling energy, within myself, and I'm getting really personal, but there's something to it, right? I've always been able to feel the energy exchange, and I've seen just magical things. To me, it's magical, but it's just knowing the earth and the stuff that's out there. And our ancestors used to do a lot with that. And when I had the privilege to hang out with Indian shamans in my scouting days, and my scouting days were very active scouting days. Stacy, as you would know how that goes with you, you did the same thing. But like, I was gone all summer doing scouting things. Like, I was living for 30, 60 days at a time in the mountains with literally Indian shamans that were, teaching us how to be one with the earth. And the grounding effect of all that, I think, is just something that's been lost, right? And so now we're looking back to get to it, but it's a great information source. But as technology keeps bringing out all this radiation creating things, right? It's radiation, good or bad, it's radiation, it's frequencies that are changing our environment and how our bodies react to that environment. So I'm gonna grab this download. I'm gonna list this. And this is something good to like link to, because it's, if anybody reads that and they don't think they need to wear things to protect themselves, okay, whatever. I'm just, because we're dealing with something that people can't see, Remember, broken minds want proof. Well, we have proof, so let's just give it to them. I'll tell you, like, I've been enough, I guess, holistic trainings and events and even masterminds where we were working on, where the future's at and what to take and the stuff that's there. So I've been really open to it. It's amazing, unfortunately, as our technology improves, there's a cause and effect, right? At what cost, right? When we, so we're going to have better, internet, we're going to have better cell phone service. However, I'm going to tell you that my cell phone service with 5G is worse than 1992, but whatever, supposedly it's better. But all these things are to better our technology, our use of the technology, the bandwidth of the technology. What's the other side of the coin? What's it creating, right? What's the effect of that? And if there is an effect, that's a problem. We're marketers. What's the solution? And in order to progress, we got to find a solution, right? Like we already know drinking water is really bad. The drinking water from the faucet, I should say, is really bad, right? Some of us have really got to the point where it's like, we're not going to drink tap water. Tap water literally is like, I don't think it's safe anywhere. Unless you have some amazing filter system inside your house for all your tap water. Tap water better be boiled if it's used. I think that's anywhere now. Just the pollutants, the carcinogens, everything they put in that supply. So drinking water, it's better housing that's been, purified, alkalized, whatever, it's been through a cleanse process. So it's good to go into our bodies. Well, that's water, right? But the frequencies are coming into our bodies. The difference is we just don't realize it because it's invisible. Knowledge is power. This document's scaring me. I'm going to be honest. The FCC, right? They get a set exposure limits on EMF, electromagnetic radiation, which is that, right? There's no, look at this. There's no restrictions on EMS from power lines. Great.
EMFs are produced by the flow of electricity. So if you have electricity anywhere around you,
EMFs are happening. And there's low and there's low and there's high, but when you're combining them all, like how much is too much, right? That's the question. And we have a lot of things plugged in, right? Some people, like you're running, you think about it, right? Anytime a motor is running electricity running the motor, it's creating those electromagnetic fields. Or I guess what's the proper term is, I always say electromagnetic, but it's really electromotive force, EMF. There's a lot of technical terms here that are even harder for me to kind of really, I'm going to have to like dissect it more to even understand it more. So this right here, so I'm reading this, and this is just off of a search. I don't know who created this as a fact or whatever, but it says fatigue, headache, decreased learning ability, and cognitive impairment are among the symptoms caused by EMF. The human body should therefore be protected against exposure to EMF because of the risks this can entail. But then I go read down here, there's no damages. There's no evidence right here. There's no evidence. Yet, that's what I'm saying. When you find something like this that's so contradictory, it's a topic to write on. It is. Who's putting this out there? That's my point. All right. So you guys are seeing a lot of research done on this. I'm going to tell you, we did this Saturday. I'm going to save this. I'm going to create another, since we're at the top of the hour, I'm going to go here to my headline ads and training. I'm going to create a new folder. Let me get that exact thing. Hold on. I'm going to move it for everybody to have access to it. Oh, it's headlines. So everybody has access to this now, and I'll be adding to it. So we'll pick up on this next Saturday. I just opened up the can and just saw more and more stuff, and it sends me down rabbit holes, right? Well, what I'm going to do is I'm going to get enough information on here that I can have research, have a way to start doing documents, but I'm not looking to create one article on EMF. I'm looking to create 100 articles on EMF over time. I just see it as one of those keyword areas to go. Wine, we can write on wine forever. Like, we'll never run out, ever. We can do new recipes, and we can do the fun side, the pairing of food. We can also do, research on the history of wine. We can also do where the wine's going. We could do articles right now on the cost of wine going up, and advantages. And that being said, I'm gonna go ahead and end this. We're gonna go to our wine and I'm still gonna call it it's like a wine and dine hour for me on Saturday, because I get hungry thinking about what wine does, but the research and everything on it, and it's always right around lunchtime for me. So it's like we start doing this, and it's like Saturday becomes a wine day for me because we talk about wine. So anyway, let me stop this share. Say God bless on this. This will be up on things to learn. We're doing research on EMF. That everybody got that? I got you on a path on it. I'm going to tell you something before I close this recording off. The more you study this topic, the more scared you should feel for you and your family, because this stuff is real. Okay, this radiation and the increasing of it is real. I'm also going to just put out some coincidental, and I don't believe in coincidences, so I'm saying that almost facetiously, some coincidental facts. Cancer, depression, mental illness didn't really affect the population and the percentages that it did now until we had more and more cell phones, computers, electrical devices were in the plentiful things. I'm just saying, if you go back, all of a sudden it started coming in there. Now, we also were releasing a lot more carcinogens, chemicals into our atmosphere, right? More cleaning supplies, all that. So when you look at cleaning supplies and harmful effects of that, you're adding that in conjunction with more EMF. What are those frequencies doing with those chemicals? What are we doing to our bodies? Like, we're adding all these things. What is the cause and effect? And I'm just saying this for a logical conversation to have with yourself. Because the more I go through it, it's like, this isn't something to be ignored. Right? We're talking, massive changes, and I'm thinking about things as an overall thing, right? And I, unfortunately, our world sucks. It just does, right? We have a lot of greedy people, and a lot means a few, that are just, it doesn't seem like they care for the masses, right? It's almost like we're just sheep, and they can just, protect themselves, put that stuff out there, and at what care. But there's got to be a way to solve it. We're smart, right? We have strength in numbers. The problem is getting the word out. The problem is educating the masses. We can actually affect that. So every time I realize there's a problem, I also realize that we can be part of the solution, and it gives me a little bit of solace. Okay, so let's let's keep that in mind here as we go through here. You know, look at it. You can look at it personally, but also look at it as far as an opportunity that it creates for us to get the word out there. We just got to find the solutions and plug them into those solutions and do that in the right way, right? And just get the matter out there and be part of the education. But remember, educators, the education part of marketing doesn't happen overnight. It's ascension, but we're going to be a voice of it, right? We're going to be a voice of it. I'm also going to put something out there too. Okay. So science, let's go over, I'm going to plant a seed. Okay. I'm going to plant a seed. I already kind of know this as a fact. So I'm going to just plant the seed for everybody that's here. There's 266 of us right now in this training, and pat yourselves on the back for being here, guys. It's important for me to be here. It's important for you guys to be here. Seriously, good job, Denise, because we're making progress. What we did today is making progress on something that can make all of us a lot of money in search traffic and everything and more. So it's positive work. But I'm gonna put something out there. Science creates products or technologies and products to make things better, but it's based on a perfect scenario. I don't think science looks at it and says, hey, with all the radiation going on, we need to counterbalance this to make it work better over there. How would they do that? And this is the logical Rory thinking. So imagine this. Let's talk about Velveeta, for instance, okay? As great as Velveeta has been for me, I mean, I love the stuff. What if I could protect myself with this radiation so my body could actually get a better effect of that product? Because I promise you, radiation is affecting the products, the foods, everything else we eat. Like, is that nutrition even coming in properly? Is there something that's digesting and my body has to fight the radiation so it's not able to absorb properly? I think there's something to that. I think there's absolutely something to that because, you know, it's there. But I'm going to tell you that if there is one thing that I got to pass on to you guys today, if you're not doing it already, spend time every day barefoot out in your yard. By the way, the grass after it's rained, there is something magical about that. After it's rained, and if there's been lightning and thunder, get yourself out there and walk in the grass as soon as you can. There is something to it that's just so relaxing. Yeah.
And it feels good too.
Yeah, and you guys, it's you know, and if you think about it, right? I mean, we're of this earth. There's a balance of things there, and if you're wearing shoes all day, shoes actually work as a it's a buffer, right? It's not going to allow us. Yeah, it's an insulator. It's not going to allow us to pass that energy to the earth. And so let's just put this in perspective, right? I'm going to tell you, like, the more in tune I am with what my body's asking for and tell me to do, the better things are. You know, and when Tanya says, I need sun, I need beach, I know I got to get there as soon as possible just for mental health reasons for both of us. Like, there's just something about it. And you don't have to be on the beach all day. You just walk out on the beach for a little bit, you feel better already. Is there anybody here that goes to the beach and just starts thinking, oh, this is the worst thing ever? Is there anybody that ever says the beach sucks? No, because it doesn't suck. It makes us feel good. So, you know, not all of us live on the beach. Not all of us can travel on the beach yet. We're hoping to give you that lifestyle. But even the ground is great, right? Earth, grass, right? Go up in the mountains and, you know, go barefoot in the freaking creek. I used to do that all the time. And if I'm in Utah in the summers, I go up there and you just take off your shoes, you take off your socks, you go walk in the actual river. That is freaking awesome. There's energies there, but you're grounded. You just feel happy just doing that. Utah waters are cold year round, by the way. So when I, as you can imagine, it feels great, but it's like ice water all year. So and it's because it's snow melt, right? Coming down. It just feels so magical. And this is something you should do every day, not on a holiday. Right? So Rosemary, walk out in your yard in your bare feet every day. Okay. Love you guys. We'll go on to the next section. God bless. I'm going to stop this recording and we'll go on to our next hour.